Hi, Linda Sessions here, and we are halfway through Module 11. Next week will be Module 12. This week we started in PowerPoint, and PowerPoint is Microsoft Office's presentation program. If you're taking English or if you're taking speech, chances are you've been asked to do a presentation in class. Other classes do it as well, so you've been asked to use PowerPoint. If you haven't taken those classes yet, when you do, you'll be using PowerPoint. PowerPoint is very easy to use. A lot of the skills you learned in Word, you revisit in PowerPoint. So if it asks you to insert a picture, you're going to go to the Insert tab, Picture, just like you did in Word. Formatting the picture, everything works the same way in PowerPoint as it did in Word. So hopefully all those little skills will come back as you're working in PowerPoint. This week, for Module 11, you have your time typing as well as training. There's a Lakewood Community Pool assignment and what motivates us. The Lakewood Community Pool is automatically graded by Cengage. In Cengage, when you submit your PowerPoint assignments, if you are just a tenth of an inch off of where it wants the pictures or the shapes to be located out on the slide, it will count you wrong. I don't want you to have to stress over that. So when you get your graded projects back, you get your scores back, look at the scores. Before you holler at me, go in and make the changes it's asking for. So go in and look at those slides. Maybe you need to move it over. Maybe it wanted to use the guidelines, which I'll talk about here in just a minute. But go back in and try to fix it and then resubmit it. Know that I go in and manually grade the PowerPoint assignments. I want to give you as many points as possible, so I go back in and manually grade them. But I'd like you to submit them at least twice. If you're not happy with that first grade, make the changes and resubmit it. Pay attention to the details. So, Module 12, which starts November 7th, you've got your time typing again, and you have your PowerPoint 2 training. There's the Cashman Neighborhood Lenders and Medical Coding Career. Now these two assignments here are both in Cengage. They will take you a little longer to do. Again, make sure you pay attention to details. Don't try to rush through them, and you'll do fine. So let's open up PowerPoint. I have it down on my taskbar. And let's look and see what we see when we open up PowerPoint. It always opens up your program with a new slide, a title slide, and you see these two little areas on here. These are referred to as placeholders. You can see over here on the left, we have our preview pane. You don't see those boxes there. This is actually what your slide would look like if you're giving your presentation. So now back to this one, if I just click to add title, you can see now that information is showing up in my preview. These boxes are referred to as placeholders. They don't show up in your final project. I'm going to click down here to add subtitle, and you can see now that is what my final slide is going to look like. When I go to add a new slide, I can either go to the Home tab here, or I can go to the Insert tab right here. And I've got these different layouts to choose from. You can tell right here which theme you're in. We're in the Office theme. And the Office theme has 9 layouts you can choose from. If you have a different theme, you're going to have more or less layout options to choose from. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click the To Content. Again, click to add title. You always want to make sure that you watch your spelling in PowerPoint as well. And then down here in this placeholder, I can click to add text. So here on my bullet point, this is referred to as the first level bullet, because it is the farthest over in my placeholder box. Now when I hit the Enter key, it's going to place another bullet there for me, And if I enter in more information, this is referred to as my second first level bullet. If I hit my tab key, or up on the home key, if I hit this increase list level, it's going to move my tab over. This is referred to as my second level bullet. And if I hit the enter key again, now I have my second level bullet. If I hit the enter key again, if I come up here and I increase my list level, now I have a third level bullet. So as you're working in PowerPoint, for the instructions, it'll say, enter a second first level bullet. This is what it's talking about. It wants a bullet clear over here to the left of your placeholder. Once I have my third level bullet entered, if I hit enter, PowerPoint just assumes you're going to enter more information in that same list level area. If I want to move this back to the first level, right up here in my paragraph grouping, I can decrease list level. So I'm just going to hit that twice. And now I'm ready to enter my third first level bullet. Gets a little confusing as you're reading the instructions. So just slow down, take a breath. And sometimes if you just scroll down to the bottom of your instruction and look at the preview of what it's supposed to look like, that'll give you an idea of where everything's supposed to be in the bullet list as well. Now over here on the other side, we have these little icons. We can actually add a Smart Art. Smart Art, again, works the same way as it did in Word, so you're just revisiting those tools again. Right here, if I enter in an image, it is going to put it, and it's going to replace that placeholder that's on my right with my picture. Now, my internet is running really slow. Found out my equipment took a hit in a storm last week, and so I'm waiting on some new equipment. In the meantime, it's a little slow, so I apologize for that. But you can see here's my picture. Resizing the picture, you always want to use the sizing handles. And everything else, you can see the picture format tool. It works the same way as it did in Word. Now over here, one of the new elements that is available in PowerPoint is a designer. And on the design tab up here, it's clear over here on the left, it automatically pops up for you. And it's just ways that you could maybe format your slide. So you don't have to do a lot of thinking. Here's one way to present your slide, different ideas, just different ideas on how to present your information. Comes in really handy when you're creating your presentation because you're like, okay, I've got my information here, but I want it to look a little different. Wow. That gives a little more pizzazz than that, don't you think? So you have that designer that's available for you. I'm going to close that. If I want to change my theme, I can just come up here to the Design tab, and I can choose a different theme. Now, one thing when you switch themes, you can see here my slide 2, it's completely different. The layout's completely different. So here's my title, slide 2 title, here's my picture. Everything is all cattywampus, right? So I can either choose a different theme, or I can just resize my picture to fit within that theme. Now you see when I'm moving my picture, I get those red lines on my screen. Those are guidelines. That's what you want to follow when you're placing information in your slides. It'll help you to make sure your slides are equal distance from things, or in the center of your slide, in the center of your area. So pay attention to those guidelines. Now I'm going to go ahead and put in a new blank slide here. And I'm going to, what is that? I'm going to insert a couple of shapes. So I'm just going to put in a rectangle shape here, and I'm going to do 4 of these. So I've got this rectangle, this rectangle. So you can see how those guidelines are. It's just kind of helping me put my stuff and lining them up on my tab, on my picture. Equal distance from stuff. Okay. So I'm going to enter in another shape. Let's do a star. I'll make this a different color. And I'm going to do 4. And I'm just going to place these stars on top of my squares. Or my rectangles. Okay. So I've got these stars and the squares, and I want to join these shapes together. And you'll be doing this in the Cashman Neighborhood Lenders. I'm going to select this first star, hit my Control key, and hit the second shape. Now I have both shapes selected, but I want to merge them together. So over here in the left side of my ribbon, on my Shape Format tab, I have my Merge Shapes. So if I choose the Union, it's going to be putting them all together. So it looks like just one brand new shape. So let's come over here to my second one. If I click on the star, hit the Control, and then select the rectangle. If I choose the Combine, make that so you can read it. You can see it's combining the shapes, and it is showing where the shapes actually intersected together. And that's that white area. So let's take these the third set of shapes here, and we're going to merge, and let's do Fragment. And Fragment, it just puts the line around it so you can see where the shapes are at. I want to make sure I'm just hitting Control D is how I'm duplicating these. Now I've got that shape behind that, that's okay. So let's look at this one. We've got over here in Merge Shapes, we have Intersect. The Intersect, it's only going to show where the shapes intersected. That's the only part that you're going to actually see now. And then the last one we can do is a Subtract, and it's just going to subtract the shape where it overlaps. So those are the different types of merged shapes that you can choose from. Pay attention as you're doing the Cashman Neighborhood Lenders. I don't remember which one it's asking you to do, but that's what it's wanting you to do. And this is a way you can take your shapes and you can combine them together and make a brand new shape for your presentations. So, PowerPoint, a lot of fun. It's actually my favorite program. There's lots more stuff I can show you, but I don't want to take up any more time with this video. Reach out if you have questions. There are videos over all the assignments as well, as I'm here for you. We can do a Zoom session if need be. Have a great week and enjoy this fall weather.